Hi, my name's Helen and I'm one of the founding members of the Financial Contentment team. It's my overriding responsibility to make you money happy. Now, it's something that many of us have a real phobia about. After all, talking about money is difficult, and it's even more difficult to work out how to secure your family's financial future. So, we've created something that speaks to everyone who's ever wondered what they ought to be doing with their money. And that's why we're here. We're here to help you. Financial contentment, quite honestly, is going to take work and commitment. There'll be choices to make. Some of them will be simple, some more difficult. But the one thing you need to do is commit to change some of the way you do things to positively affect your life in the future. Because the future is everything after right now. The past is a good reference on how to shape your future. We really need to start by looking within, taking time to look very closely at what you want, but what you really want. This is sometimes quite simple because you might have thought about it a lot. Other times it's not so simple because you may have had any number of obstacles, mainly life getting in the way, which happens to us all. This financial contentment is all about conscious choices and choosing your direction. And I don't know about you, but if I feel that I'm in control of my life, I feel fantastic about all aspects of it. It's becoming more and more common for people to have certain expectations in life, and when those expectations aren't fulfilled, you might feel a sense of failure. Actually, with a little focus and careful planning, these expectations can be fulfilled and can often evolve into something completely different than what they set out to be. Life, after all, is a voyage of discovery. What you desire now may not be the case in 20 years' time, or next year, or even next month. Looking at my life over the past few months with coronavirus, my hopes and dreams and needs and desires have changed, probably on a week-by-week basis, probably actually a day-by-day basis. But if you have your sights set on something which changes and you have a plan to get you there, you can modify your plan to suit. This then becomes a conscious choice, puts you in control of your destiny. Now, have you ever felt that your life is out of control and it's very difficult to influence what happens? Perhaps your boss is giving you a hard time at work. You might hate your job. You might hate your business that you've worked so hard to nurture and grow. Perhaps you're unhappy and you just don't know why. You might look at others on social media and think they seem happy. They've got nice things, they're so lucky, what's their secret? Are they more intelligent than you? Are they better at the job than you? They certainly seem to have nicer stuff than you. Now, Thomas Jefferson is famously quoted as saying, "I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it." Now, I'm not telling you this quote to say that blindly working long hours will solve your problems. Sometimes it's quite the opposite, and I speak from bitter experience there. It actually ends up causing them often. However, if you have passion and belief in your actions to achieve what you want to achieve, you're much more likely to achieve them. And I never thought I'd say the word achieve 3 times in one sentence. Sorry about that. First, you've got to identify what it is that you truly want, as we said before, no matter how big or small you perceive those things to be, and they must be personal to you. That's really, really important. There's no sense in projecting someone else's so-called perfect life and trying to shoehorn that into your own. They're likely to have their own problems and issues too. They might think that you have it all. Spend time to look within yourself and consider what it is that you want, what you want from your life. And once you've identified that, you can then start to build financial contentment. Now, I've got an odd question for you. What actually is money? Have you ever stopped to think about the origins? We all know what cash is in our purse and cash is in our bank. £50 notes were introduced by the Bank of England for the first time in 1725. Now, the earliest notes were handwritten and they were issued as and when needed to individuals. They were written on one side only, had the name of the payee, the date and the signature of the issuing cashier, and they could be exchanged in full or in part for an equivalent amount of gold when presented at the bank. I absolutely love that idea. It's a shame that that's probably not the case these days. Now, if they were redeemed in part, the banknote would be signed to indicate the amount that had been redeemed. And from 1853, printed notes replaced handwritten notes, with the declaration, "I promise to pay the bearer on demand the sum of £50, replacing the name of the payee. I love that declaration. It's still on banknotes to this day because it always makes me think of Paddington Bear and the stories I used to read to my children when they were little. Because Paddington thought it read, "I promise to pay the bear on demand the sum of £50. I always wished when I was little and heard those stories that I had £50 that I could go into a bank and demand that. A printed signature of the chief cashier was added to the notes from 1870 onwards, and it remains on the notes to this day. So putting this into perspective, money is merely a promise to repay something completely intangible to someone else at some point in the future. It's a bit daft when you look at it like that. Money derives its value from being a medium of exchange. It's basically a unit of measurement, a storehouse for wealth, and it allows people to trade goods and services indirectly. It enables us to understand the price of goods because the price written in pounds and pence correspond with an amount in your bank account or in your hand in a banknote. And it gives us a way to save for larger purchases in the future. Using a brand as an example, a couple of brands actually, Apple is unlikely to exist if there was no such thing as money. Money has enabled someone with an idea or a vision to bring together a group of people to produce something which would change the world. So everybody in Apple, from the CEO and management to the workers on the assembly line across the world, all of them are working towards a common goal because of money. It allows them to fulfill their needs and wants in life, and the byproduct of this is technological innovation which improves the quality of all of our lives, from working on the go to seeing loved ones at the touch of a button, which has basically been so crucially important over the last few months. Now, skills like balancing a checkbook every week or month are more difficult these days, and I don't know about you, but I find that my checkbook's only ever used for the window cleaner and for school trips. Generally, we spend more money or spend more on our card, and the number of transactions we make each day are significantly higher than they were previously, particularly in this day and age. The principles are still the same. We simply need a more effective way to do it, and we found one with contactless payments. So for example, if you go to Starbucks or Costa to get your daily coffee, contactless payments are a really painless way to pay, and the success of these two brands owe it in some part to this payment simplicity, taking money out of your bank account and into theirs. So ask yourself this: are your 5 coffees a week at Starbucks or Costa more valuable to you than your financial future? Because that's just a small way that you can change your financial future. Would you be willing to give up those coffees, or even go to the effort of making it yourself to go gain more control over your life? That's what I'm talking about before. It's a small change that will make a massive impact to your life. Now, I have a passion for financial education, not because I'm a geek, although I'll be honest with you, I am a little bit of a geek. Not because I know the intricacies of the financial markets. It's because the relationship we have with money is so important. It can make us happy or sad. There are many quotes which tell us money can't buy happiness, but it's certainly easier to be happy if you're not living in poverty. It gives us choices, and it's the choices we make which can make us happy. Having a good perspective on your financial situation and how it's serving you and your needs is vital to financial contentment. And at Financial Contentment, we have the tools and knowledge to help you achieve what you want to achieve. Your part is to commit to putting the work in to get to financial contentment and to making changes where you need to. So I hope you've enjoyed this. This is our first vlog. Head over to our Facebook page, which is at Financial Contentment, or to Twitter, which is at Fintentment. Give us a like and a follow and a share to make sure you get money happy. And please do join us for our vlog next week, next Monday. We'd love to see you here again. Take care. See you soon. Bye.